Good morning and welcome to KidNuz. I'm Tori. Today is Tuesday, May 30th, 2023. And we begin with a potential summer bummer for swimmers. For the third year in a row, there's a national shortage of lifeguards. Experts tell Axios.com that could mean thousands of pools, beaches, and water parks across the country will be closed or operating with reduced hours. The pandemic is to blame, according to a director with the American Lifeguard Association, because it, quote, wiped the slate of certified lifeguards completely clean. Some cities and states are now trying to provide incentives to get a new crop of lifeguards on duty, like $500 signing bonuses in Indianapolis and college credit in Philadelphia. Just like families keep tabs on their money, so do countries. And after weeks of tense talks over how much to spend, what to cut, and how much the U.S. should borrow, President Biden and Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy finally found some middle ground. The deal made on Saturday is a compromise, meaning not everyone gets what they want. But as President Biden said, that's the responsibility of governing. Both sides now need to convince their members of the House and the Senate to support the plan this week, which will not be an easy task. And there's not a lot of time. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen now estimates that without a deal in place to let the government raise its debt ceiling so it can borrow more money, the U.S. won't have enough to pay its bills starting on June 5th, which is next Monday. Another important deal was reached a few days ago. This one involves the Colorado River. California, Arizona, and Nevada have all agreed to cut back on the amount of water they take from this source, which provides water for about 40 million people in the western U.S. It flows through 7 states, from Wyoming to California, and each state can access water based on a deal made 100 years ago. But starting in the early 2000s, the region has experienced a long mega drought, so the river's levels keep getting lower and lower. The new agreement will reduce usage by 13% within 3 years and will be split among water suppliers, farmers, cities, and Native American tribes. However, the agreement must still be approved by the U.S. government. As expected, The Little Mermaid made quite a splash at the box office this weekend. Disney's live-action remake of its 1989 animated classic easily swam past the competition, with the studio expecting ticket sales to reach $117.5 million in North America through the long holiday weekend. That ranks as the 5th biggest Memorial Day weekend opening ever. But not everything is coming up roses for the House of Mouse. As of last Friday, streaming services Disney Plus and Hulu removed more than 50 titles from their lists of available content as part of an overall plan to cut costs. Politics took center court at the French Open over the weekend when a Ukrainian tennis player refused to shake the hand of her opponent, who was from the Russia-friendly country of Belarus. Marta Kostyuk was booed, but she had made clear, even before her loss, that she would not shake hands with any Russian or Belarusian player with war raging in her country. In other sports news, Lionel Messi beat Cristiano Ronaldo's record by scoring his 496th goal in Europe's top 5 leagues, and Joseph Newgarden wins his first Indianapolis 500 by speeding past Marcus Ericsson on the last lap. That's it for KidNuz. Now, the quiz, generously sponsored today by Georgie's family in Bloomfield, Michigan. To say a big congrats to George and his friends for graduating preschool in Miss Barbara's Forest class at Hill Day School. Go Hawks! Now, today's quiz. A shortage of what may put a cramp in the summer swimming season? Lifeguards. According to the Treasury Secretary, when will the U.S. run out of money unless a deal is finalized? June 5th. The Colorado River provides water for how many people? 40 million. Which movie was number 1 at the box office this holiday weekend? The Little Mermaid. In our KidNuz Kicker, if you enjoy going to a zoo, it turns out that many of the animals enjoy having you there. A new study by animal behavior experts looked at the actions of 250 species to see how they responded to visitors. According to BBC News, the scientists at Nottingham Trent and Harper Adams Universities discovered that elephants in particular liked having people around. These giant mammals appeared less bored when taking part in activities like public feedings when humans were watching them. Other animals who acted more social with people around were penguins, jaguars, grizzly bears, and cheetahs. But not all animals welcome people. That includes hedgehogs, ostriches, and flightless birds, who appeared to find the changing conditions with people coming and going quite stressful. Before we go, Georgie and his family want to say we love you, Miss Barbara. And from our KidNuz team, a big shout out to all of Georgia's friends at Hill Day School. And thank you, Georgie's family in Bloomfield, Michigan, for underwriting today's quiz. And a hello to some of our other KidNuz teachers, Mr. Fox and his Tiger Cubs at Perryworth Elementary in Lebanon, Indiana. Ms. Martin and her Patriots at Heritage High School in Conyers, Georgia. And Miss Alexia in her room 113, kiddos, at Elizabeth Lee Black School in Erie, Pennsylvania. Thanks for listening. It really helps if you rate and review us wherever you get your podcasts. We hope you tune in for more KidNuz tomorrow morning.